All right. I would remind you to silence all cell phones, and as a reminder, there is no video recording during tonight's press conferences. Tonight for Nebraska, we have head coach John Cook, Michaela Fecky, Cecilia Hall, and Katie Rolfson. Nebraska advances to Saturday's national championship match at 6:30 against Texas with a record of, 31-4. We'll begin with an opening statement from head coach John Cook, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Coach.
Just a great Final Four match in Kansas. I think we got them the first game because of the crowd, the atmosphere, and everything. But man, they started playing really well. I was really impressed. They were a lot better in person than they were on tape last week. And Paynes is a great player. And the setter. I mean, those two guys did a great job. So feel very fortunate. We had to really play some great volleyball to win that match tonight.
Before each question, please remember to state your name and affiliation. We'll open the floor.
Jack Hammond with Volleyball Magazine. John, would you talk about Michaela tonight? And Michaela, would you then talk about Michaela tonight?
Well, it's her first Final Four, and she needs to take some big swings for us, and obviously her serve is a big weapon for us. And I think she created a couple really good runs to give us some gaps in games 1 and 2, and had some big swings for us tonight as well, and got a big block there in game 4. But she's a physical presence on the left, and that really, I think, helps out a lot of our other hitters and physical.
I think that tonight I just went out and had fun. I mean, that's like our goal, and we say natty now, and we're just going after the national championship, and this was just another stepping stone, and I was just going up and going after it, and I think we really did a good job as a team tonight. Yeah, I guess I just swung big and went up after Kansas. They gave us a considerable amount of line and just kind of tried to use it.
A question for Katie. Defensively, you guys were really good tonight, and they only hit 159 out there as a team. That's about half of what they hit the whole season. Was there? What were you guys able to do to frustrate them? Was it just serve, receive, blocking, all the above? What was going on out there?
Just one of our focuses as a team is to be a good defensive-minded team, and this whole year we've been that, and whether that be with our block or with our defense, we're just able to frustrate teams with keeping balls off the floor and getting good touches on the block. So tonight we just did that pretty well, and I guess frustrated their hitters. Coach told us she's kind of like an Ayanna Whitney. She's tall, she's big, she's physical, and she just sometimes hits over the block. So we just got to make sure we're disciplined on defense behind the block. And I think tonight, she's a good player. She's going to get her kills here and there, and we started touching some of her balls. And so as long as we made adjustments, I think we were able to slow her down a little bit.
A reminder, please state your name and affiliation before your question.
Brent from the Lincoln Journal-Star. John, Cece has one of these big matches again in the NCAA tournament. What is it about her that she can play so well in some of these big matches, or show her potential, I guess?
I wish I knew the secret, but I could tell she was excited to play tonight in warm-ups, and she's a great athlete, and I just think, like Michaela said, I think they're really embracing the moment and enjoying this experience, and Cece, I think gets into all that. I mean, she's a very happy, you guys have been around her, she's fun, and this is a fun environment, so I think she feeds off of it.
Jeff Sheldon from the Omaha World Herald. Michaela, you came out with some big swings in Game 4 after the offense sort of got bogged down a little bit in Game 3. What was your mindset kind of coming into that fourth set?
That we just really needed to take it away from them. I mean, the weekend before, they had been down 2-0 against USC, and they came back and won. And my mindset going into the fourth set, they were up They were up 2-0. Yeah, my bad. And they won in 5. But then I think it was just us knowing that they can come back and do something like that, and we have to take it from them. And swinging big and playing with lots of fire is just one of the ways to do it.
Cece, I know this Kansas has never beaten Nebraska. 88 times they've tried. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, and because this is the first time you've ever played them. But just speaking in general, does that boggle your mind? I mean, 88 tries. I mean, I can't do 88 things in a row without making a mistake. So does that just kind of boggle your mind that that's happened?
Yeah, I mean, that's insane. That's crazy. Like Coach said, like it was before he was even born. I don't think that's true, but no, that's just cool that we could keep that going.
John, were you worried about how your team would handle this atmosphere and the pressure of this, or were you just more concerned about how you would execute?
I was not worried at all how we'd handle it. I think we're very comfortable and we're excited to be here. And this has been building for a year, and I think it's just an extension of the Devaney up here. And I was not worried about that. I was more worried about executing. And I'm just having a chance to study the stats here. I didn't realize we held them to 159 because which is it is a good defensive effort. But I felt like we left a lot of plays out there we normally make tonight. And I don't know if we were trying too hard, but their speed. 16. Janae Hall is very fast. Payne can go fast, then she goes slow. So she's really hard to defend because sometimes she's just up there before the ball is set, and then they set her a higher ball, and she kind of waits and hits on the way down and kept catching us. So she's a very difficult player to defend, and so I was not. I think they thrive on this. I mean, I think this is what you play. I mean, this is why you want to be a volleyball player in Nebraska, to get to play in front of these crowds.
Don Patterson from Volleyball USA. John, that play by your setter, the block, the game was even in the fourth game, and she made a huge block. How often do you see that from her? And then following up on that, a great serving run that kept Payne off the court for the rest of the match. Yeah, well, she was ticked off at me because when Havili did the two-shoot on her because she was standing there watching, she got an encouraging speech at that timeout, and I think a little fire, and and I've seen her do that a lot, make runs and make blocks, and I was really, I think she was upset because she kind of let that play get away from her, and so she made a nice comeback there and just willed our team, and that's what she's been doing ever since the Minnesota-Wisconsin weekend in the Big Ten, which was back in October sometime. But she's really taken this team and has been a great leader, and that's how she does it.
Jack Hammond, Volleyball Magazine. John, Texas has a big, strong freshman also who had a really big night tonight, Yazzie Bedard-Ghani, and it's likely that your freshman is going to match up against that freshman. From your experience of all the years coaching freshmen, getting to a national final, what do you expect to be able to tell your own athlete, and what do you expect from two freshmen going at it like that?
Well, I think it'll be a great matchup, and in regards to, Michaela has been in a lot of huge matches already. I'm not sure about the other girl, how much she's played this year, but I think it's great for volleyball. These are two great players, and I know Michaela's going to do a great job, and she's the bigger the match, the better she's played this year.
Cece, what was fun about that match, and how you were able to help that team?
Well, just coming out there in front of 17,000 people on your home court, that's just crazy. I think that's what fired us up. And, just having that support, too, it makes it so much fun. Like when you get a point, the whole crowd goes with you, and it's just, I don't know, you get so fired up.
John, you guys were able to win the serve and pass battle, it seemed like, early. Kansas, did they swing that back toward their side in game 3? What did they do to sort of slow you down and make you predictable?
Is that Jeff from Omaha World Herald? Okay. I just think Kansas is a really good team, and they've got some great weapons. The setter does a great job for them. I can see why she's a first-team All-American, and they're just a really solid team. And they started serving us a lot tougher after the first game, and they made a lot of errors early. So I just think the atmosphere got to them a little bit. But I really felt like games 3 and 4, they were really stressing us. But I'm very impressed with Kansas. I mean, I've played against Kansas. I've coached against Kansas a lot, and this is a great team. He's got a great team.
Coach Tim Pereira with the Omaha World Herald. You talked a little bit about the serve, and actually in the 4th game, it's tied 8-8. They committed a service error. I think it was Annika that came back and had an ace. You really seemed to get a lot of momentum at the service line. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I don't remember. You remember it better than I do. But I do remember them serving a ball in the net. It was you could tell the momentum was just kind of rocking right there to go with either team, and I think that was a big miss. Of course, Michaela had a big miss in the net too, but it didn't seem like that because I think we came back and sided out right away. But serving when I almost felt like telling our team just go for an ace when Payne's in the front row because we couldn't stop her. So they get her in the system. She's really very difficult to stop, and but we've been a great serving team all year. It's something we worked really hard on, and we know that helps set up our block and defense. So it's something that we take a lot of pride in.
We have time for one final question.
You better go too.
John, Kansas got it to like 18-16 there in the 4th set. There's probably a little stress on your team. Just how did Nebraska handle the end of that match?
Well, like I said, I think somebody pointed out it was a big block by Kelly. Kelsey Fien got a really big kill. Katie got a big kill in transition. And in game 3, we couldn't win a free ball, and a lot of that had to do with how well Kansas was playing. But we just started executing there, made some big plays, and then all the pressure went back on Kansas, and Kelly makes a run, and we got the crowd into it. So it was a really nice way for us to finish that match. And I just thought all of a sudden we just started playing really well. I mean, we played some flawless volleyball there from about that point on.
Okay.
Michelle, do you have a question?
This will be our final question.
Okay.
Sure. John, I just wondered, Michelle Vopel from ESPNW, if you and Texas, you guys, it seemed like both made each other better during all those years of the Big 12, and you've kept the series going. I wonder if you could just say, historically, this is a matchup between two, really kind of volleyball royalty in a lot of ways.
Well, I mean, Texas has set the bar really high. I mean, this is their 5th Final Four, and we've wanted to continue to play them because when Bill Byrne was our athletic director, he kind of created a rivalry with Texas, and I still think so. There's probably a little something there, and we like playing each other, and they're a great program, and so I'm not surprised they're here, but it's been fun playing them. We've pretty much been going home and away, and now we're in this 4-year deal with them in Florida and Oregon. So it's been fun, and we've had some great matches with them. I mean, it seems like every time we play, it goes 5.
Congratulations to Nebraska for advancing to Saturday's national championship. We will continue shortly with Kansas.
Thanks, you guys.
As a reminder, tonight's attendance of 17,551 was a record for the NCAA Volleyball Championship. The previous record was 17,430, and that was set in 2008 as well here in this building. Another reminder to please silence all cell phones, and again, no video recording in tonight's press conference. Tonight for Kansas, we have head coach Ray Bouchard, Anise Havili, Kelsey Payne, and Taylor Susi. Coach will begin with an opening statement, and then we'll open the floor for questions.
I'd really like to thank the City of Omaha and the NCAA committee, University of Nebraska, and all the hosts for making this a really special event for our team. They treated us like we were one of the best, and it was a really cool deal, and I know the players feel that same way. I'd like to congratulate Texas and Nebraska for advancing. Should be a great match on Saturday. We weren't good enough tonight in a couple phases of the game. Our serving, it's been up and down a little bit all year, but our passing's been pretty solid, and those two things put us in a bit of a hole in the first two sets. We managed that better in the third set, but the fourth set got away from us a little bit. But couldn't be more proud to be represented with this group and the work we got done. And I guess we can say that the three losses we had are to the teams that are playing for the national championship.
When you ask your question, please state your name and affiliation, and if you have a follow-up question, please use the microphone to aid our transcription staff. We'll open the floor for questions.
Jack Hammond with Volleyball Magazine. Coach, Nebraska wanted to talk a lot about the performance of Kelsey Payne tonight. Would you talk about Kelsey's performance, and then Kelsey, would you talk about your performance, please?
22 kills, 3 errors on 33 swings. She hit 576, and everybody knew we were going to her. She was outstanding, and there's a reason why she'll walk on the stage tomorrow morning as a first-team All-American. I couldn't be more proud of this kid. We had her make a position change this past spring from middle to right side, and she did an unbelievable job. She's just going to continue to get better. But I thought that performance was as good as any that we saw in either match tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to play in front of that huge crowd. And, I mean, it's easy to play well when you have people behind you that are playing even better. And when you have liberos that are digging everything up and setters that set you perfectly every ball, it's easy to have, 22 kills, I guess. So.
Coach, what were they able to do defensively against all your other hitters? I mean, you guys ended up hitting 159 as a team, despite what Kelsey was able to do.
Well, when you don't pass the ball as well as we're accustomed to, we get pretty predictable. And we made it tough on Dockery and Rigdon because we gave them some stuff that was tough to deal with. And then when you play a physical team that's organized like Nebraska, Nisei will be the first to say she could have spaced the ball a little bit better at times. We could have been a little smarter with some shot selection. So, yeah, we just weren't in system enough. In system meaning our setter didn't have as many choices she needed to have. But they did a great job on both our outside attackers.
Coach, this is Jeff Sheldon from the Omaha World Herald. Nebraska spreads the ball to a lot of attackers, but I don't know that a lot of people would have foreseen Cecilia Hall having 10 kills on 18 swings. Where did she factor into your scouting report amongst all the other players that Nebraska puts out there?
Well, we talked about balance all week. She doesn't have the kill per set as others, but she's very efficient. And when you get a little bit spread and you get to thinking about number 2, number 6, then they did a nice job. Hunter did a really nice job of finding her, and she created some opportunities for him.
Matt Tate from the Journal World in Lawrence. For any of the players, in the first set there was 17-18, and it looked like you had them scrambling, and then their girl chases the ball down to the scorer's table, cuts it back over the net, and somehow goes in, and they win the point, and it's 19-17 instead of tied. Do you remember that play, and do you think that swung that first set at all, just sort of a deflating moment?
Let's begin with Taylor and head down the line.
I'm Cassie. Yeah, I mean, it was a lucky play by them, and that's always a momentum shift. You know, when you just get the ball to kind of roll your way one time, and then that little bit of a difference kind of had us on edge, and we weren't passing quite well enough to keep our team in system and point score as well as we wanted to when we were serving.
Anyone else on that one?
I remember that play, and I think, Matt, it absolutely was a huge swing because it looked like it was an impossible angle, and everybody that saw it said it was good, and that should have been a play that we could have converted on at that point in that first set. That was a pretty big swing.
Chris Lazzarino, the Kansas alumni, and he say it's still the loss just happened, it's still raw, but could you give some thoughts about the ride you guys had this season?
Yeah, it's been an unforgettable journey. I'm really proud of this team, really proud of every single person on this team. We got better every day in practice. We got better every team we played. This sucks, and everybody hates this feeling, but that comes with the sport, and we're going to come back and work hard and come back next year.
Jeff Sheldon for the Omaha World Herald. This question's for Kelsey. Kelsey, when you rotated out that final time, did you think that there was any way that you would not be coming back into the match?
No, I didn't think that. I mean, our team recently has been really good at coming back when it's late in the game, and so I had every thought that we would make a run back in the end, but I mean, we didn't, so it's tough.
Mike Malloy, NCAA.com. Coach, yesterday you said that you promised your players they would get a match against Nebraska. Would you like to play Nebraska in the regular season? Would you like to get into a rotation with them?
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. You know how scheduling goes. We only have so many weekends that we deal with, and we like to be at home, and I'm sure they like to be at home. But it would make sense, in my opinion, because I think playing a team like that only makes you better and gives you an opportunity to work on things. So in situations like this, you might be a little bit better prepared next time around. But we saw Texas twice. We saw some other great teams within our league. But with the proximity with Nebraska, certainly would make sense.
Down in front.
Hi, Coach. Tim Pereira with the Omaha World Herald. You talked a little bit yesterday about the need to serve very aggressively in order to take Nebraska out of system. Do you think maybe early you were a little bit too aggressive, seven service errors in the first two sets? You almost could have been taking that first game. You would have been right there without all the service errors.
Yeah, if you follow our team, you would know that we're an interesting serving group. But yes, we had 7 at the break, and we only had 2 after that. So I thought that was a big part of us kind of getting things level in the third set and working into the fourth set. But yeah, that was huge. Back-to-back, maybe 4 in the first set. That when you look at a game that's kind of in the balance, obviously that's a big difference. But we got to go for. We got to get people out of system, so we got to go for it. But they served tough too. But they served in. So this spring, I'm guaranteeing you we'll spend a lot of time on that.
Coach and Cassie, about the serving again. Nebraska speculated that maybe the crowd was a factor in some of the early jitters for you guys. Is that fair, or was it just your own performance?
The crowd was. I thought the crowd was great. I think it's just not only the crowd, the atmosphere, the first time of being on this stage, but you got to adapt to that. We try to put pressure on them each day in practice, but we don't have 17,000 people dressed in red in our gym. So, but we try to put a level of pressure on them, and we'll continue to try to do that.
We have time for one final question.
Preston Dodd of the Kansas City Star. Cassie, and for all the players, what were the emotions like tonight just playing in front of that crowd and being on this stage as Coach alluded to?
think it was exciting. You know, it's an awesome opportunity, and we were pumped to get out there and play. And you know, the ball didn't fall our way. We didn't play the game. You know, maybe we wanted to play, but it's definitely an awesome experience. And like we said, I think we can just take this and run with it. We're going to make it a standard. You know, not so much a goal anymore.
Yeah, we're all really proud of how far we've come as a program and as a team this year. I mean, we started 19-0, which was awesome, and then, you know, we had a loss to Texas, and then we fought back, and then another loss to Texas, and we made a great run after that, and we made it all the way to the Final Four for the first time in school history. So I think we're all just really proud to be here.
Yeah, just second what they said. It's been fun. It's been a great year. Really proud of this team. We fight hard, and we showed that tonight in front of 17,000 people, so can't ask for more.
Okay. Kansas finishes the season with a record of 30-3, and we congratulate and thank you for being part of this year's championship.
Thank you.